Living in Boulder vlog for June 12th, 2020, Friday, 12:40 p.m. I didn't get up very late, very long ago, maybe an hour or less. I was working until daytime, and then I just got tired and fell asleep. So it was good. Yesterday I had a really good day, I think. That's why I was up really late. I was just, stuck on the work doing it. Yesterday was a design day that involved thinking. I had to figure out what I wished, what I needed to, how I was going to organize my timeline. I never really figured it out. The deep history timeline with the animals. I decided, and I think I may have mentioned it in the vlog, I decided to add all of the taxonomical clades, all the different divisions of the animals, of every single animal. And so I decided to do that by color coding them, so that the clades have their own color. They have their own font and their own color. So it doesn't matter which one you're inside of. It's the same color for each clade for each animal, so that you can memorize what the different clade levels are just by looking at the color. It didn't include chordata because it's obvious that a fish and a bird and a person is chordata, so I'm not gonna insult people's intelligence or insult my intelligence. That's kind of how I gauge how to design the timeline. Anybody design for me or anybody around my intelligence level. You don't have to remember that much in order to decipher my timeline. I use the acronyms from Wikipedia to include its conservation status, because Wikipedia already has acronyms, and so I use that with its own font. Putting that for everyone, because if it's on Wikipedia, I just grab whatever I can find there. Also ranges. I do a Control F for range on every Wikipedia article, so for every animal, square kilometers or whatever for the animal. That's something I'd like to know. The particular animal, how many square hectares and miles he lives his life in. And also their length and their weight, sexual dimorphism. So instead of listing the length and weight of the male and then length and weight of the female, which takes up a lot of space and time, you just do length and weight of the male and then percentage to show sexual dimorphism. And that's more interesting anyway. That's the first thing you'd want to look at. So what else did I put on there? Habitat. I typed different habitats, and when I typed different types of habitats on Google, I saw these images of all these different habitats, and I counted 9. And then I saw a website below, and I still can't even remember the website. It's actually a really good biology website with really good photos and organization, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of like made for kids, big pictures, and you click it, it comes out. But theirs, they said there are 10 habitats. So I got excited because that's how my whole timeline is designed. 10. I have the 10 colors, so it matches perfectly. So I wrote the 10 habitats. I didn't acronymize them. I just have their own font, their own color for the up to 10, starting at most inhospitable, most basic, all the way up to most vegetative. And so then I just put that or copy and paste that onto it. I'm gonna experiment with the batch editing with this later. So instead of and I accidentally did for a few because I forgot. But instead of manually attaching the font to each of the 1 through the like 5 or 6, 7 layers of uh, of clades that are all a different color that I have to do, and then all that other stuff I was explaining, because the sexual dimorphism has its own font, which is separate from length, which is separate from weight, like everything, which is separate from conservation, which is separate from habitat, which is separate from like the date, which is just normal, which is separate from the animal's name. The main name is the clade superorder. So no matter what, no matter if the name of the animal is a genus, I just put the superorder. I mean, its own font from the top, because that's how I organize them on the top into Xenartha, Laurenthanesia. These are because it's from where they come from, and it's how many you can divide them up from the top, and the number like that I was looking for, and then I would put that to divide them on the horizontal and maybe on the vertical part if there's enough. I haven't decided yet. There's Afroringia, so there's 3 clades from placental mammal, and then monotreme, and then marsupial. So there's 5 for mammal. So that's good. I wanted to make it match my regular timeline, because the regular timeline is kind of divided like that, like with the countries within the page. Yeah. Something like that. So yeah, it looks the same. So yeah, I decided all this. Yesterday was a big old design day. I drove in and I spent a lot of money yesterday. I went in and got like $20 worth of, I got more crickets, one size less than full grown. Maybe I should have got full grown. I don't know what's the best bang for the buck. But then three canisters of worms. The guy said you could put the worms in the refrigerator for a long time. My male gecko's getting really skinny. I don't know. Maybe he's dying of old age. So I want to keep that place stocked with worms and crickets, because the worms have fat. But you don't want them to overdose on the worms. But then I went over in the store and got this like supermarket food too. Like I think another $20 on that. So let's see. And then I don't think I. Oh, yesterday the day that I took my mom's car in to the shop to get fixed. Maybe that was yesterday, and then I hung out with her. Anyways, today, and so I tried to show her my my Google Earth project of Caribou, Colorado, and the link wasn't even there. So I was like, what the fuck, man? I thought I'd put that there. I've had years and years to put that there. Why the hell haven't I gotten around to it yet? I could have sworn a couple months ago when I was doing surface level stuff that I made sure all that Google Earth stuff was freaking linked. I could have sworn. All of my Google Earth files that I made were linked somewhere. I could have sworn I did that. The most like interesting one right on the top, the icon for Google Earth wasn't even there. Crazy. So I went and I put that. That only took like 1 second. So now that's there. Hopefully it won't magically evaporate from the website. Sometimes you have to have your Google Earth files backed up all over the place, because sometimes when you upload Google Earth files to your server, it evaporates your files onto the server, but it takes them off your computer, or maybe even the backup for the iCloud that they have for you set up. It actually, when it puts it to iCloud, I think it was iCloud that was the culprit, not Dreamweaver. It actually sucks it off. I swear to God, it's happened so many times, dude, and I've lost a lot of stuff permanently that way. It just sucks it right off your computer. It deletes it off your computer as it's taking it to the. So yeah, you just have to have your stuff backed up all over the place, and that's why I back it up onto my server, so that if fucking iCloud or whatever sucks it off my computer, at least I can get it back from the server. It also sucks off web pages. I've had not just KMZ files. I've had to replace, and then this is really freaks me out how this happens, because I put so much work into this stuff. If I lose something permanently, it's going to freak me out. like it's sucked a lot of my of my audio, my history books. When I put an entire history book with the on my website that you can see with the menu and the links and all the information, how big it is, those go disappearing all the time off my computer, and I have to replace them from my server because like the iCloud or whatever they set up on my computer just sucks them right off like a vacuum, like a fucking manatee. It's crazy. So anyway, so I gonna go to my mom's house later on at 4 because I'm gonna and she doesn't want me to do it on her computer because she's paranoid. She's an old lady. She thinks if I download, even though it's only 1.8 megabytes, if I download a tiny ass little, which is like half the size of a song, if I download a tiny ass little like KMZ file, I can't believe it's just that small. It's crazy. It was overheating. That was like barely enough for my computer though to handle on Google Earth. I don't know about this one, but the other one, I think the one that I used when I started it. But yeah, she won't let me download that onto her computer because she thinks it'll like overcook her computer. But she does have a lot of stuff on there, only like 16 gigabytes left or something. But because I saw the other day, but so I'm gonna have to bring my own computer and show her the Caribou Google Earth on there because she wants to go up there with me. I told her since she broke her arm, I'm like, well, let's feel free anyway with a broken arm, drive all over the mountains, and so she's into that. So we're gonna go up to Caribou, but I want to show her the photos of it first and the Google Earth. But yeah, hopefully sooner rather than later. The triathlon got postponed. The one that I was gonna, because I signed up for 4 triathlons this summer. I thought I was gonna be a triathlete. The first one was on the 5th, but they postponed it to the 21st. I'm not going to do it, though, because I'm just way too lazy and not in the mode. And if I just suddenly got up and did that, I don't even know if I don't even know if I could make the time code if there's a time code. Like, I don't even know if I could do it. Like the run, I don't know if I could even. So, I'm not going to do it. It's only $80 down the drain. I think that's how much that one was. But then there's the Olympic triathlon, which got postponed. I don't know if it got postponed or not, but it's on the 12th of July. And I am going to do that one because my fiance is coming. So she's going to film me, give me moral support and film me. And we're going to do a little bit of exercising until she comes on the 4th. So I guess I have a week. I have 8 days to get in shape. So, oh shit, low battery. What the hell? This thing's plugged in. It's plugged in. The thing was plugged in the whole time. I think when I record, it sucks energy from my. Here, we'll plug the other one in. I have 2 of them. I just felt it vibrate, so it is charging. Maybe it can't. It sucks energy from the battery more than it charges, even when you have it plugged up when you're recording. I think my phone's really hot too. Anyway, I'm gonna hit this thing. I think I can handle it. I mean, I only did half a day. Yesterday is the first day that I did that new design, so we'll get today. Oh, what I was saying is I might be able to see. I'm just gonna type in all this stuff. I'm not gonna do all those fonts, like I said, because I'm gonna see if I can batch edit those fonts in. It might not work because the names of a lot of those images have those fonts in them. But if I include the outer thing, if I could do it where it doesn't, where it works, that's going to be awesome because you just type it and then you just batch edit, boom, all the fonts plugged right in. So yeah, we'll see. But it's going to take me a little while to just type this stuff in. But I'm learning while I'm doing it. I'm listening to these guys' Common Descent podcast, really good about paleontology, really good stuff. You should check it out. Paleontology is the most interesting subject. So if I can successfully create a timeline that can digest paleontology for people and cause interest, then I win. That's awesome. So I might throw in more than 10 weeks. We'll see. I'm on week 8 now, but it's like Thursday or whatever. So just time flies. So 20 weeks. If I go past 10 weeks, man, I should be like, fuck it, let's just do 20 weeks on this one thing. Because I can get like intimately, acquainted with that period of time, because it's like I'm in my own little cocoon of the the history timeline, the deep history timeline. I remember when I started doing it, and I'm doing it, and I still ride in the wave, I still feel like I just started and I'm fresh on it. So, because it's just such an interesting subject. Anyways, enough talking. Tomorrow I'll just be doing the same thing, just add names and maybe fonts or whatever. It'll go on another week. Alrighty, talk to you later.